There you go, guys. So, back at this, got new gasket today. So all up so far, I think this repair's probably been about $36 or $7 New Zealand for all the Welsh plugs. This was about $30 as well. Still waiting on the little screen for the what do you call it? For the pressure side of the oil for the turbo. Hopefully that could be here tomorrow. When partner picked this up today, the gasket, they said it could be here tomorrow, so that's cool, that's awesome, because I thought it was going to have to wait quite a while for it, but magically somewhere, supposedly one's come out of nowhere. But anyway, it's cool. So I'm going to get putting an exhaust manifold and everything back on this. Whether I start attempting to put this in the card or not, I'm not 100% sure. But I'll get everything back on it. Today's Thursday, so I've got Friday night and Saturday, hopefully, to get this back in, because I would like to be able to go to drag racing on Sunday. Like, not that I'm going to be taking that drag racing, but the local club, Southern Dragways, they have drags at the street circuit that's near Invercargill, Teretonga, and they just drag race down the main straight. Unfortunately, they can't use track bike, but it's pretty much just street cars. Occasionally they have the odd competition sort of type car there, but not very often. Sometimes some of the boys that go further up north, if they want to do a bit of practice or a bit of just give car a run, just to check some tunes or something like that, they'll throw a car down there, a couple, and they'll just basically open up the whole track, because it's not wide enough to run anything sort of faster than probably sort of a 9s down there side by side. It's not wide enough, and because there's no track bite, it's probably a bit dangerous for anything that's got mega horsepower, unless you're prepared to not run with track bite. So, but I'll start getting this together, and hopefully, possibly, I might start putting it in, but I don't really want to get it halfway and then, run out of time or want to go to bed or whatever. So I'll start putting this together.
Is that the old one?
Yes. Now, the other thing too is, the other night when we were pulling the motor out, I figured out that for some reason, if I leave this phone on the standard camera app, if I let it just record for a long time, like say 50, 60, 70 minutes, for some reason when it goes to save it, because the file is so big, it just has a spaz out and won't do it, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. So I've got to remember every sort of 30 minutes or so, got to stop and make sure it saves and then carry on. Because my old phone on the standard camera app would get about, I don't know, about 20 odd minutes, and it would chop it off and save it and like keep recording. So like every sort of, I think it was every 23 minutes or 24 minutes or whatever it was, doesn't matter, but it would do a block and it would save it, and it would keep recording and do another block and save it, which was really cool because you'd come through like it'd be a whole heap of like 20 minutes bits, and it was easy to edit. But this isn't doing that, which is a bit of a pain. So yeah, the other night when I was pulling this out, and it took about an hour or so to pull it out because I had the phone set up on the tripod and just out of the road. Yeah, it never saved it. That's why I couldn't find the footage. I thought I deleted it, but because I actually did a test video the other day stripping a tractor tyre off, and it did the same thing to me because it took me about an hour or so by the time I'd stripped it off and then started putting another one on. Yeah, it did the same thing when I saved it and then carried on recording. Yeah, it only saved the last 10-15 minutes of my footage when I pushed stop and start again. Because I thought it was getting a bit long, but yeah, it didn't record that either. Well, it was recording it, but because obviously the file was so big, it just had a spaz when it tried to save. So I need to remember that, and hopefully at some point they fix it in the software and the phone. So, but anyway, now I've got those hoses and shit pointing in the right direction, I can tighten this manifold back up again. So I'll just nip it. We'll nip them all up like I did last time. And then pull them all up a reasonable amount, which I feel is safe. There probably is a torque setting, but so that'll work better for that drain. At least I can get that on there. So just double checking everything now, make sure I haven't missed anything. So they're all done up, that's all done up, that's done up. Those are on, that's on. I've got to put that in, but I can put that in tomorrow. I'll leave the drive out and everything, especially if that little thing turns up. So all I've got to do is flick that plug out and put the thing in. So it shouldn't be too difficult. Where else? We're almost sort of ready to lift and probably start see if we can get it manoeuvred into the hole. And once we get it down so far, and then we'll move this bucket of freaking ugliness on. If they didn't have that stupid thing on there, like you wouldn't even need to take it off. But that bolts on there like that. And hooks in and around here, so it's like, it's totally retarded. Like, why would you have something so crazy? But anyway. Actually, that there might go down over there, does it? Bet it does. Yeah, that's water pipe, dork. I'll take that off again. I was thinking, that's a freaking water pipe, not a bloody going into there. That'd be entertaining, wouldn't it? Oh, all good. Alright, back to here. So I'll disconnect that before I pump water into the oil system.
Jungle.
So the secret to this thing, I put that in there, so that's in there loose. I can bolt that on the turbo from the bottom, but the secret to get that back in there is to try and have this as straight up as down as possible. And then once we got it in there so far, we sort of slipped it in. I just put the hose clip on it without bolting it on, because I should be able to bolt it on from down the bottom. I'm hoping. And then I've just put that bolt in there, because it's only just a 2, and then obviously this is going to go in, but I can slip that down in there too. That too much problem. I'll worry about that once all I want to do tonight is get this bolt in at those 2 ends, and then I can jack it up and work on the rest of it at my leisure, probably tomorrow night and Saturday, and hopefully get it all up and running Saturday. But yeah, I just want to get this in the hole, and the front or the gearbox mount and this engine mount in, and then I can worry about the other one later. Like that's, it's not quite so critical. So I'll get this one in now that I've got that semi secured. So when we get that in, like I'm not trying to get in to get this, because you're sort of in amongst that shit again. I possibly could have done it, but Yeah, bit of a shit of a thing. Anyway, we'll carry on. Right. Jack on this bottom of his gearbox. Just lift it a little bit. Get yourself lined up here at this mount somehow.
Audio Jungle.
Anyway, so I've got this down. Blooming firing turned off, but I think I ran out of storage on my main part of the phone. I don't know why I didn't switch to the SD card, but it didn't. But so it's in. I just unbolted all the friggin' U-bolts off and under the strap around the pipe, frickin' the thing at the back for the emissions. I can't think. But anyway, all of this is I've got this mount bolted in, and I've got the other mount bolted in. I've got that on, but I haven't got it bolted to the turbo, but I can do that from underneath without all the other crap in the road. And basically tomorrow night I'll just start going through all the bits and pieces, getting it together. Only other thing we'll wait for is that little filter for the all pressure feed for the turbo, for the little filter that goes in the end of that, and then you just slowly start piecing it together. So that's cool. It's in the hole. That's the main thing. Alrighty, catch you later.